I'm deeply honored to be with the women veterans who may be watching this tape today, who have done so much for our country. And now let's see what I can do for you. What I'm going to be sharing with you are some acting techniques that I learned in my 50 years. Oh, don't tell anybody that. As an actress, as a serious actress in movies like Rocky 1, 2, and 5, never mind. Techniques that I realized at one point finally could make me feel as confident and beautiful and even be those things on a stage. I realized I could use those same techniques in life. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. At my last workshop with women veterans, a number of people said where they felt they needed my help was at the job interviews where, as they said, they froze, their voice got scratchy, they couldn't think. Not good. Okay, I'm going to give you at least a dozen techniques. Some will work better for you, some less well, to make that not happen so that you can be at that job interview. Now, did you hear how my voice went down? Centered, with blood flowing to your brain. Okay, what's the key and trick to that? Breathing. I know, you all know how to breathe because you're alive, you're watching. But breath is a very powerful tool and weapon. For example, maybe you didn't know this, but people go to emergency rooms, senile, demented, making no sense at all, and they are simply given oxygen, and suddenly their speech is clear as a bell, their logic clear as a bell. So that's powerful stuff we're dealing with. So where do we breathe? I'm offering you 5 secret places. Obviously, your lungs are here, so you want to fill your lungs, but you don't want to skip your abdomen, which is your power center. I know you want flat stomachs. This is not the time for vanity. This is the time for power. You want that job? Okay, that's 2. The next 2 places I invite you to notice the breath go is between your ribs. They stretch open like an accordion. And the last place is your back. If you flop over, I'm back. I hope you felt your backs expanding. I'm going to talk a little about fear. Fear and its opposite, which is joy, love, and expansion. When we're afraid, we contract. If there's a lion in front of us, that's what we do. Look what happened to my throat. Look what happened to my shoulders. And to a lesser degree, I hope, that's what those women were doing at those job interviews. So please try and consider this lesson today, which I take with you, by the way. I have my own fears, and I need to be working on them all the time. But what I celebrate with this lesson is the journey from fear into joy, into expansion, into breathing so you take up as much space as you were meant to take up in that room. Okay, that's enough about breathing. I'm going to get back to it at the very end, although I will share with you one more technique before I show you what the preparation that all actors do before they go on stage. It's a technique I call the meaningful pause. What does this mean? In the middle of a job interview, should you feel yourself suddenly freeze up and blank, I invite you to take a deep breath, maybe 3. In fact, I know a psychologist who is paid thousands of dollars by the biggest baseball teams in America to coach their players because, I'm going to talk about tension, right? The bases are loaded and you're up at bat. For thousands of dollars, here's what he tells them. Take 3 deep breaths. Okay. So in this pause, now I'm going to glorify the pause. Dare to take a pause? Is it so hard? We're scared of doing that. As children, people say, what's 2 and 2, dear? And if you don't say 4 right away, is the teacher going to hit you? Is your mother going to feel terrible? We think we have to fill the space. I'm taking a pause right now. Did you say, she must be stupid? Did she forget what she was going to say? No. This pause is a very brilliant technique which might even make the people sitting across from you think that you're thinking in that pause. And who doesn't want to hire someone who thinks? Okay. Before I give you the preparation, though, I want to give you one of the most basic, rudimentary, and brilliant techniques that actors use. The good news about every technique that I teach is that they are designed to get you to be your most authentic, real, grounded self. So the role of a lifetime you're playing is you. Okay, here comes sense memory. I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to ask you to imagine that you are holding in your hand a lemon wedge. If you can see it, what we're using is the 5 senses. Remember, this is called sense memory. So first you're going to see it. You're going to see how bright yellow the nubby skin is. You're going to even see how nubby the skin is. You're going to see the glistening of the lemon, and you're going to bring it to your face. And yes, you're going to smell the lemon juice. And now would you put it to your teeth, just that little translucent piece of skin on your teeth, please, and could you now bite into the lemon wedge? And now could you please taste the lemon juice in your mouth and think, is it sweet, is it sour? Where is it in my mouth? On the roof, on the sides? Are you salivating? 999 people out of 1,000 answer, yes, I am salivating. Okay, what does this mean? What this means is, to salivate is an automatic, unconscious response, just like fear at the job interview. Just the way you can't say, stop being afraid, and you stop because there's a lion in front of you, or your whole body thinks there is. What could you see that would make you happy, that would make you feel self-confident? Maybe an event in your life, maybe when you remember graduating from high school in those black robes, walking down the aisle to that music that's playing. Were you proud at that moment? So what we're looking for here in your bag of tricks that you will amass today is a whole bunch of sense memories that make you feel however you want to feel. Let's try smell. What about a rose? Well, now what's very interesting about roses, like about a dozen other natural growing plants, is if you actually smell them, your bodies produce a relaxation response. In other words, instead of the nightmare in the job interview where you're going, I can't talk, you smell the rose and everything relaxes. That's the way the body is set up. But what's thrilling, of course, is you don't need to stick a rose up your nose. Just by imagining the smell and the rose in front of you, it's the same as the lemon. Your body is so stupid and brilliant, it thinks the rose is there, so it will smell the odor, and your neurotic or neurological wiring, or both, will be settled down. What about feeling velvet? Maybe imagine your favorite dress on you. Or maybe you have a dog that you totally love and he's on your lap at that job interview. Remember, your body doesn't know the difference between your real dog and your imaginary one because your sense memory, all our memories are stored in this amazing bag of bones. Your body will think the dog is there. And see if you don't just smile naturally. Happily. Okay, we've done sight, we've done smell, we've done nose, we've done feel, ears. Very powerful. But what's your favorite song?